So it's kind of interesting because there are some kind of weird things that are going on for the iPhone 13. Now, for those of you who don't know, the iPhone 13 is one of those iPhones that Apple made back in 2021, and by far it was one of the best iPhones Apple has ever made. But this particular year, there's going to be some very interesting changes that Apple's going to be making, and I do think it's going to be making a lot of people kind of upset about this particular iPhone next year. Now, here's the thing. The iPhone 13, as most of you know, is a very good iPhone. It's a cheap iPhone. Apple is still currently selling it brand new. But the change Apple's making this particular year is that this iPhone, from what I can see, is going to be basically getting its last major flagship features from iOS versions this particular year. So if we kind of take a look at what Apple does every single year whenever they make a new iPhone, they will basically go ahead and drop a new iPhone, but they will also give it all sorts of cool features for many years after. Even when the next iOS version comes out, or a couple iOS versions come out, after it, they will still continue to give it, features here and there, which is genuinely cool, and I love it whenever Apple does that. Now, the problem that we're kind of running into with this type of, Apple kind of doing this is that our particular versions of software aren't going to be the flagship ones every single year. Last year, the iPhone 12 was kind of the cutoff point, or this year, with iOS 17, the iPhone 12 was kind of the cutoff point for a lot of features within iOS, 17. So if you had an iPhone 11 or iPhone 10R, even though those iPhones are supported, those iPhones are actually still getting a watered down version of iOS in a way, and that is kind of a weird thing. I mean, Apple does this every year. The iPhone 11 was the cutoff point the year before, so on and so forth. But within this particular year, that's basically what was going on. Now, when we kind of broaden that out a little bit, when you take a look at the iPhone, 13 for this year, iOS 18 probably is going to be the cutoff point for a lot of, iOS features for the iPhone 13 this particular year. So with that being said, when iOS 18 comes around, you're going to notice that the iPhone 13 has gotten significantly way more features than the iPhone 12. But next year, this is where things are going to start changing up a lot. There's a high likelihood the iPhone 14 is going to be the cutoff point. So even though the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 14 are going to end up basically having the same internals for the most part, the 14 has a little bit more RAM, but there's still significant overlap between something like the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 14. The iPhone 13 is going to get a significantly more watered down version of iOS 18 or iOS 19 at the time than the iPhone 14. So that is going to be something that we're going to have to just kind of wait and see what happens. But I will tell you without a doubt, the iPhone 13, you're going to start noticing some really weird things going on. You're going to notice this iPhone getting kind of limited versions of software and limited features probably in the next year. And it's going to be very, very interesting when it actually starts happening, because it happens every single year with the newest iPhones. And I can't wait for these particular iOS versions to come out. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.